Welcome to TechCast by Raqmedia.com, your quick stop for the latest tech news, smart hacks, and cutting-edge updates. Stay informed, stay ahead. Let's dive in.
Welcome back to Raqmedia TechCast, your one daily stop for the latest tech news and trends.
We got it.
Today, we're diving into something that I think a lot of people are going to find really fascinating.
Okay.
Making money on Pinterest.
Oh, wow.
We've all used it, for recipes or home decor ideas. But Raqmedia's guide that we're going to be looking at today goes way deeper, exploring how to actually turn those pins into profit.
Yeah.
They've got everything from FAQs and creator guides to even study materials.
Mm-hmm.
It's really impressive how thorough they are, which is kind of what caught my eye about this in the first place.
Yeah, what really stood out to me was how they're approaching Pinterest, not just as like another social media platform, but almost like a visual search engine.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I think that shift in perspective, really changes the whole monetization game.
Yeah, you're right. It's not just about going viral like on TikTok or Instagram.
No.
Raqmedia really hammers home the importance of understanding Pinterest's algorithm. They highlight that relevance and quality are key.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about connecting with users who are actively searching for what you offer.
Exactly.
So you're not just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks.
It's less about chasing trends and more about consistently creating high quality content that aligns with what people are already looking for.
Right.
Think about keywords, user behavior, fresh content.
Okay.
Those are the factors that'll get you noticed by the algorithm and potential customers.
So instead of pinning a million things hoping something sticks, it's more strategic.
Exactly.
It's more intentional.
Precisely. And that brings us to the big question.
Okay.
How do you actually make money on Pinterest?
Right.
Raqmedia breaks it down into a few main avenues.
Okay.
Affiliate marketing, selling your own products, and sponsored content.
Okay, let's break those down a little bit.
Sure.
So affiliate marketing, that's where you're recommending products from other companies and earning a commission, right?
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
Okay.
It's a great way to monetize even if you don't have your own products yet.
Oh, okay.
You're leveraging your influence and audience to drive sales for other businesses.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
Yeah, totally. And then there's the option of selling your own products.
Right.
Raqmedia seems to really champion this as turning your Pinterest boards into a storefront. And I know they're big on visuals.
Oh, yeah.
They give a lot of specific advice on creating eye-catching pins.
They do, and they're spot on high-quality images.
Okay.
The right dimensions, strategic text overlays. It's about making your products just jump off the screen and entice those users to click through.
Right.
They even recommend a specific aspect ratio of 2.3 for images.
Oh, interesting.
Which seems like a small detail.
Right.
But it can make a big difference in how your pins appear and perform.
So note to self, 2.3 ratio for images.
Yeah.
But what about those of us who aren't exactly, design gurus?
That's where Raqmedia's recommendation of Canva comes in.
Oh, Canva, yeah.
Yeah, it's such a user-friendly design tool.
It really is.
That even those without, a graphic design background can master.
Yeah.
It's a game changer, especially if you're looking to create professional-looking visuals without that steep learning curve of more complex software.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely so.
So we got Canva, we got the aspect ratio.
Check and check.
Oh, check.
Now, how do I figure out what people actually want to buy?
Ooh, good question.
I mean, I love collecting vintage thimbles.
Okay.
But are there enough fellow thimble enthusiasts out there to make it, a profitable niche?
That's where things get really strategic.
Oh.
Raqmedia emphasizes the importance of identifying profitable niches.
Okay.
It's not just about what you're passionate about,
Right.
but about finding an audience with a genuine need or desire for what you offer.
So how do we figure that out? Is there some secret Pinterest decoder ring?
Not quite a decoder ring, but Raqmedia does recommend a really powerful tool. Pinterest trends.
Oh.
This allows you to analyze search volume and popularity for various keywords and topics.
I see.
It's all about data-driven decisions.
I like that.
You can see what people are searching for, identify trending topics, and ultimately make informed choices about what to focus on.
Data-driven decisions. I like the sound of that.
You too.
Takes the guesswork out of it.
Right.
What's really intriguing about Raqmedia's guide is they go beyond just the how-tos of Pinterest monetization.
Oh, yeah.
They actually include study materials, essay questions and all.
I've never seen that before.
I know I've never seen that in a monetization guide before.
Very interesting.
It's so cool.
Yeah. It's a unique approach.
It is.
And I think it really speaks to their commitment to fostering deeper understanding.
Right.
They're challenging you to think critically about the platform, its evolution, and how visual design impacts user behavior.
I like that.
One question that really made me think was, analyze the role of visual aesthetics in driving engagement on Pinterest. How do design elements like color, typography, and image composition impact user behavior, and how can businesses leverage these elements to increase conversion rates?
Wow, that's deep.
Right.
It's not just about slapping on a filter and calling it a day.
Exactly.
And if you want to explore all these insights and more, you can find a wealth of information over at Raqmedia.com.
Yes, Raqmedia.com, they've got you covered.
Okay, Raqmedia.com, noted.
All right.
So we've talked about the importance of high-quality visuals and the strategic use of keywords and trends.
Yeah.
But even with the best content, doesn't consistency play a huge role in Pinterest's success?
It's absolutely essential. Think of it this way. Pinterest is a marathon, not a sprint.
Oh, okay.
You're not going to see overnight success by pinning a bunch of things all at once and then disappearing for a month.
Right. So what does a consistent pinning strategy actually look like? I mean, I'm busy. I can't be glued to Pinterest 24/7.
I hear you. That's where scheduling tools come in.
Okay.
Raqmedia highlights the benefits of using tools like Tailwind or Buffer to automate your pinning process.
Okay.
You can batch create your pins,
Right.
schedule them to go out at optimal times,
Oh, nice.
and essentially free up your time while still maintaining that consistent presence.
That's a huge time saver.
It is.
I can definitely get behind that.
Yeah.
And I love that they emphasize diversifying your pins as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about constantly promoting your own products or affiliate links.
Right.
They suggest a mix of original pins, repins from other users,
Yeah.
even seasonal content
I love that.
to keep things fresh and engaging.
Exactly. It's about creating a balanced and dynamic feed that appeals to both the algorithm and your audience.
So remember,
Yes.
the key takeaway here is Pinterest is a visual search engine. Understanding that
Right.
and creating high-quality, relevant content consistently.
Yes.
Those are the cornerstones of success.
I completely agree.
And don't be afraid to experiment and get creative with your pinning strategy.
Could not have said it better myself.
So we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
From understanding the algorithm and identifying profitable niches
Yeah.
to using the right tools and creating a consistent pinning schedule. But this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Pinterest monetization.
There's so much more to explore.
Stay tuned as we delve deeper into Raqmedia's insights in part 2 of this deep dive.
I can't wait. Welcome back to Raqmedia TechCast.
I'm ready for more.
All right, let's do it.
So before we jumped into the strategic side of things,
Right.
we were talking about how important those high-quality visuals are for success on Pinterest. So I thought maybe we could unpack that a little bit.
Yes, let's get specific.
Okay.
I know Raqmedia dives deep into the anatomy of a pin that converts.
And it's clearly more than just slapping a pretty filter on an image.
Absolutely. It all starts with the image itself.
Okay.
High resolution is a must. No blurry or pixelated images.
Right.
You want your pins to look sharp and professional and grab attention instantly.
Yeah, in a sea of content.
Exactly. It's all about making that good first impression, like a virtual handshake.
Right.
You know, think about it. If you saw a blurry low-res image, would you click on it?
Probably not.
Probably not. You want to showcase your products or ideas in the best possible light.
Right.
And high-quality visuals are non-negotiable.
So crystal clear images, check.
Check.
What else does Raqmedia recommend for image selection?
Well, they're big proponents of using lifestyle imagery.
Oh.
Think about showing your product or idea in a real-life setting.
Right.
It helps people visualize how it fits into their lives,
Right.
not just as a product on a white background.
Okay, I get it. So instead of just a picture of a dress, you'd show someone wearing that dress at a party, looking fabulous and confident and like they're having a great time.
Exactly. It paints a picture.
Literally.
It does. It's about storytelling, not just product display.
Oh, that's good.
And don't forget the power of well-crafted text overlays.
Yes.
A concise, strategically placed phrase can add context,
Okay.
highlight key features, or even create a sense of urgency, all within that visual space.
So short, sweet, and attention-grabbing, like limited edition, shop now.
Exactly. That's the idea.
Okay.
But remember, keep it concise.
Right.
Too much text clutters the image, and it makes the viewer's eye dart around.
Yeah, makes sense.
Not knowing where to focus.
So this is reminding me of something else Raqmedia mentioned. Color psychology.
Yes.
Honestly, before diving into their guide, I hadn't considered how deeply color can affect how we react to visuals.
Color is a powerful tool, often underestimated.
Yeah.
Raqmedia reminds us that certain colors evoke specific emotions and associations in our minds.
Right.
For example, blue is often associated with trust and calmness.
Which is why it's a popular choice for corporate branding.
Oh, interesting.
On the other hand, red can evoke excitement or urgency,
Right.
making it effective for sales and promotions.
So if I'm selling a meditation app, I might want to lean into those calming blues and greens, creating a sense of peace and tranquility.
It's all about aligning your color choices with your brand and the message you're trying to convey.
Wow, I'm starting to see Pinterest in a whole new light.
It's pretty cool, right?
It's like a science meets art kind of thing.
It truly is. And just like with any art form, consistency is key.
Right.
Raqmedia stresses developing a visual style guide for your Pinterest content.
Okay.
Think consistent color palettes,
Right.
fonts, and overall aesthetic.
Makes sense.
It helps create a cohesive brand experience and makes you instantly recognizable.
Okay, and speaking of consistency,
Yeah.
I know Raqmedia also had a lot to say about a consistent pinning strategy.
No more pinning like crazy for a few days and then going silent for weeks.
But
Yeah.
sporadic pinning just won't cut it on Pinterest.
Makes sense.
It's about finding a rhythm that works for both you and your audience.
Right.
And thankfully, there are tools to help with this.
Okay.
Raqmedia, once again, suggests using scheduling tools like Tailwind or Buffer, allowing you to batch create your pins and schedule them to go out at optimal times.
Batch creating and scheduling, music to my ears.
I know, right?
Those tools are truly lifesavers,
They are.
especially for busy creators or entrepreneurs who can't be online constantly.
Exactly. It's about working smarter, not harder.
Right.
And as we've touched on before,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to experiment with different types of content. Raqmedia encourages mixing original pins with repins from other users.
Okay.
It helps diversify your content, keep things interesting, and showcases you as an active participant in the Pinterest community.
It's about adding those personal touches and showing you're not just a faceless brand churning out content.
Exactly.
Right. Speaking of adding valuable information.
Yes.
Didn't Raqmedia mention something called rich pins?
They did.
They seem like a game changer for anyone selling products.
They are. Rich pins are fantastic.
Okay.
For boosting engagement and providing users with valuable details at a glance.
So how do they work?
Well, they enhance your pins with extra information directly within Pinterest,
Oh, wow.
pulling in details like pricing, availability, or even recipe ingredients,
Okay.
all without the user having to click through to an external website.
So if I'm pinning a handmade ceramic mug from my online store, a rich pin would automatically pull in the price,
Yes.
my shop name, and a direct link to buy it,
Yep.
all within that pin.
All within that pin.
That's incredible.
It streamlines the shopping experience for users,
Right.
removes friction, and increases the likelihood of conversions.
Wow. Okay, so we've covered visuals, consistency, rich pins.
We have.
What other nuggets of wisdom does Raqmedia offer when it comes to driving traffic from Pinterest to our website?
One thing they emphasize is the importance of actively engaging with the Pinterest community.
Okay.
It's not just about broadcasting your own content.
Right.
It's about building genuine connections with other users.
Right.
Commenting on pins, following relevant accounts, participating in group boards.
Okay.
It's all about becoming a part of the conversation.
It's like the old saying, it's better to give than to receive.
Yes.
Or in this case, it's better to engage than to just broadcast.
Exactly.
You need to build relationships.
Yes.
Just like in any other community.
You nailed it. And while we're on the topic of engagement,
Yeah.
let's not forget the power of video content.
Oh, yeah. Video.
Video is huge on Pinterest.
Right.
And it's a fantastic way to capture attention and showcase your products or services dynamically.
It's like a mini commercial right there on your Pinterest board. Showing off your product in action. We're offering a glimpse behind the scenes of your creative process.
Exactly.
I can see how that would be super effective.
It's visual storytelling in its most engaging form.
Right.
And no matter what type of pin you create, always include a clear call to action.
Okay.
Tell people what you want them to do. Visit my website, shop now, learn more, sign up for my newsletter.
Right.
Make it easy for them to take that next step.
All this talk about Pinterest strategies makes me want to revamp my whole profile.
I know, right?
It's incredible how much potential this platform has.
It really is.
For businesses and creators.
It truly is a goldmine.
Yeah.
If you know how to navigate it strategically.
And what's great about Raqmedia's approach is that they don't just give you surface-level tips and tricks.
Right.
They encourage you to become a student of the platform, understand its nuances, and constantly analyze your performance.
Exactly.
It's about thinking like a marketer.
Yes.
Not just a casual pinner.
That's a great way to put it.
So if you're ready to dive deep into the world of Pinterest and unlock its potential, head over to Raqmedia.com. They have a ton of amazing resources to help you get started.
It's a one-stop shop for all things Pinterest.
That's awesome.
And honestly, for all things tech.
Love that.
Now, let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And talk about the long game.
All right.
What does sustained success on Pinterest look like? Beyond just the initial burst of traffic.
Welcome back to Raqmedia TechCast.
Glad to have you back.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. From understanding Pinterest's unique algorithm to crafting eye-catching visuals.
We have.
And even leveraging the power of rich pins.
It's been a whirlwind tour of Pinterest strategy.
It really has.
But as we shift our focus to the long term, building a sustainable presence on Pinterest, especially if you're aiming for those consistent profits, requires more than just those quick tactics.
It's about playing the long game, building a brand, not just chasing fleeting trends.
Exactly.
What does Raqmedia suggest for creating that lasting impact on Pinterest?
One of the key things they highlight is the importance of crafting a strong brand identity.
Okay.
It's about digging deep and figuring out what makes you unique, what sets you apart in a crowded marketplace, and then consistently communicating that through every pin, every board, every interaction.
So it's not just about pinning pretty pictures.
Right.
It's about pinning pictures that tell a story, that represent your values, your aesthetic.
Yes, the heart of your brand.
And once you've established that brand identity, how do you maintain it? Especially in a world where, Pinterest trends are constantly evolving.
Right.
How do you stay relevant without losing sight of who you are?
That's where the balance comes in.
Okay.
Trends come and go, but your brand should be the anchor, the constant.
Right.
It doesn't mean you can't adapt or incorporate elements of trending styles, but it's about doing so in a way that feels authentic to your core brand identity.
Okay, I'm picturing this. Let's say neon colors are having a moment on Pinterest.
Okay.
But my brand is all about minimalist, earthy tones.
Right.
It wouldn't make sense for me to suddenly start pinning neon graphics just because it's trendy. Right.
Exactly.
I'd alienate my core audience.
Exactly. Instead, think about subtle ways to incorporate the trend.
Okay.
Maybe you use a neon accent color in a text overlay. Or find a way to incorporate a neon element in a photograph that still aligns with your overall aesthetic.
It's about finding that sweet spot.
It is.
It all comes back to consistency. We've been hearing that a lot throughout this deep dive.
It's key.
Consistency in visuals, consistency in messaging, and of course, consistency in your pinning schedule.
Absolutely. Consistency is the foundation of a successful Pinterest strategy.
And speaking of building connections, we can't forget about community engagement.
Oh, so important.
I know Raqmedia puts a lot of emphasis on that.
They do.
It's not enough to just pin your own content and hope people find it.
You got to be an active participant in the Pinterest community.
Right.
Interact with other users, comment on pins, follow accounts that inspire you, participate in group boards. It's all about building relationships and showing up authentically.
It's like turning your Pinterest profile into a networking hub.
Yes.
A place where you can connect with like-minded individuals, share ideas, find inspiration.
Love it.
And don't underestimate the power of collaboration.
Oh, yeah.
Reach out to other creators in your niche. Explore joint ventures. Co-create content. It's a win-win for everyone involved.
Absolutely. The collaboration expands your reach, introduces you to new audiences, keeps your content fresh, and it can just spark all sorts of creative ideas you might not have thought of on your own.
I love that. And while we're talking about collaborative efforts, let's not forget about Pinterest's built-in features for this.
Right.
Like group boards.
Group boards are awesome.
Yeah, it's a fantastic way to get your pins seen by a wider audience and tap into a pool of shared inspiration.
It's like a virtual brainstorming session.
Yes.
A collective mood board where everyone contributes their unique perspective and helps elevate each other's content.
I love that.
And as Pinterest is constantly evolving with new features and trends and algorithms, Raqmedia emphasizes the importance of continuous learning.
Oh, right.
Staying ahead of the curve is crucial for that long-term success.
So how do we stay informed and keep those creative juices flowing? I mean, it's easy to feel overwhelmed with the constant influx of new information and changes.
That's true. Raqmedia recommends staying curious and making time for professional development. Subscribe to industry blogs.
Okay.
Listen to podcasts like this one.
Right.
Experiment with new features. Attend webinars. Connect with other creators.
Yeah.
And never stop asking questions.
Sounds like Pinterest success is a journey, not a destination.
I like that.
It's about constantly refining your approach, adapting to changes, finding new ways to engage your audience.
And embracing the learning process.
Right.
The more you understand the platform, your audience, and the ever-changing dynamics of online marketing,
Right.
the more effectively you can leverage Pinterest for your business or creative goals.
Well, this deep dive has been an incredible journey.
It has.
We've gone from the basics of Pinterest to the nuances of its algorithm, explored visual design principles, and uncovered strategies for long-term success.
And remember, if you're looking for even more in-depth guidance and actionable strategies, Raqmedia's website is an invaluable resource.
Head over to Raqmedia.com.
Yes, Raqmedia.com.
It's a treasure trove of information for anyone looking to maximize their Pinterest presence.
Absolutely.
And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of Pinterest monetization.
I hope you enjoyed it.
We hope you found it insightful and are feeling inspired to take your Pinterest game to the next level.
I hope so too.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Raqmedia's insightful perspective on Pinterest monetization.
Thanks for listening.
And a big thank you to our scriptwriter, Ezzedine Yahawi,
Yes, thank you.
for crafting such an engaging and informative episode.
We couldn't have done it without you.
Don't forget to subscribe to Raqmedia TechCast on Spotify to stay up to date on the latest tech trends and deep dives.
That's right.
Until next time, happy pinning.